have been able to be in this position since January. So it's not exactly brand new to me, but it's still kind of new. And Dr. Pines, this is brand new for her. So we also have on standby Yolanda Averett. I'm sure you all are familiar with her. She worked with 21st Centuries in the past, just in case there are any questions or anything that are brought up to our attention that we're not familiar with. Annette is not here today. She's out of the office today. And so we will be handling any questions. So with that being said, what we can do is, if you don't mind, put your hand up in the chat for us to recognize you, and then you can have any questions, and then we'll do our best to get them answered today. If not, we'll definitely get back with you. Let's see if are there any questions concerning operations or anything. Just let us know. That's what today's office hours are for. How are you all coming along with as far as being able to make any changes with your grant, if you've gotten feedback, or anybody have any issues?
I'm sorry, excuse me, Alicia. Shari, was that a question in the chat box, sign in and sign out sheets? I think that's how you, or Sherry.
Yeah, we're signing in the chat box, identifying
Yeah,
your
she
site.
no, she in the chat box, she put sign in, sign out sheets, as if it was a question about something.
Yeah, I took my audio off. If I can just verbalize my question, it might be.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. This might be for a TA. I'm not sure if they're on or not, but we're looking at implementing the parent pin sign out method, using a iPad at the end of the day when the parents are coming in to sign out their students or check out their students. Right now, we have a physical sign in, sign out sheet where the parents have to put the time and signature when they sign out. I'm wondering if there's a way, if we use the parent pin, because there is an electronic signature they put on there, but would that actually replace having to submit a sign in, sign out sheet for compliance? Because right now we have a physical sheet and we have to scan those in and submit those for compliance.
Yeah, the only thing you would need, we would have to have documentation for that. So does the platform allow you to print out those sheets?
It does. The only thing is, Easy Reports will print out a report. I think it maybe goes, I'm not sure if it's for the week or just for the day with all the parent signatures for that day. But what it doesn't do that I can tell is put a sign in signature. I mean, I have my signature in there when I'm actually click on a sign out for the student. It's kind of complicated. Maybe I need to take it offline with the TA, but just trying to figure out how to get that to work, because that would be very slick and so much easier to not have to worry about those sign in, sign out sheets where the parents have to physically sign in and sign out.
You need that for safety purposes as well. So
right, they would be on the would be on an iPad putting a parent pin in and signing onto right into Easy Reports.
So with the Easy Report parent pin numbers, hey y'all.
Hey.
With the Easy Report parent pin number, you're going to be able, so your staff is going to sign them in. So you have a sign in time at 3:00, and then you'll have a sign out. So it might not have a specific person's name for sign in, because that person has a login and it's going to kind of give you a login, but you are gonna be able to print a report to show you who the parent was that signed out the child, which is a part of the compliance part. So
Right.
I have been telling people, especially since COVID, that's a good way to stop, the pen that's looming on the table and the parents gathering at the front table by doing, because it's kind of like an electronic signature.
Right. Right. They have to put in the PIN. Well, so I want to verify that before we start, going down that road. I mean, we're in pretty good shape. We just have to buy an iPad and
You don't really have to buy an iPad if you don't want to. You can do it on a laptop.
Yeah, but I would be using my laptop. So I only have one laptop. So that's where we do all of our checkouts. So just an iPad would be up there available without having to switch back and forth with what I'm doing to doing checkouts. But anyway, okay, I think it probably will work.
That's going to be your documentation, right?
Yeah.
Erica, am I understanding, Erica, that it prints out who that person, whoever put that PIN number in? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is from Jalexia DeBose. If our TA resign, when will we be notified of a new one? With that question, I mean, the only thing that I can say is that I know that Annette is working toward trying to fill those TA positions for those persons that did resign. But as of right now, we don't have a specific date as to when you will be assigned someone else.
In the meantime, if you're one of those persons that does not have a TA, then you can contact me, Rebecca, or Annette. We will be available to assist. I do know that we have one person that is in the process of being hired. That hire date, we're just waiting on all the paperwork to go through.
Okay. The next question we have is when we sign the students in at SNAC, the PIN is asking parents to check them in. Is that something that you can speak to, Erica?
So when they sign the students in, it's got to be something with your easy report, your schedule, so your session. So somehow you don't have a session in at the correct time. Call me or email me just after the meeting, and we can get together and I'll look at yours and try to figure out what's going on. I can't open too many windows while I'm in the Zoom because it starts to act glitchy because I have too many things open. So just send me an email, remind me to look at it, and I'll look at it and try to figure out if it's something missing with your sessions, because that's generally the problem.
Question?
Alicia, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but your voice is cutting out, so I didn't hear everything you said.
In this I'm trying to keep the microphone because I don't want to disturb my neighbors. Is that better? Okay. All right. So are there any other questions or concerns that we need to be made aware of? Does everybody understand if you are still needing to submit expense reports from fiscal year 22, that needs to be a hard copy and not submitted through EGAP? That will continue the traditional way of doing it, but anything starting with the new fiscal year, which will be October expenses that were submitted in November, then that needs to go through EGAP 2.0.
Okay, another question, do students have to be entered manually into Easy Reports, or is there a way to pull from Power School?
So that's a yes and a no. Yes, they do have to be entered in manually, but there is a spreadsheet in Easy Report that you can manipulate, like you can download some students from Power School and then manipulate that spreadsheet to be the same cells as what Easy Report wants and then upload. But depending on how many students you're talking about adding, it might be easier just to manually enter. That's the negative part of Easy Report, that you have to actually feed it everything that it needs in the beginning, and then it will be decently smooth. But if you want to know what that spreadsheet is or more instructions on that, send me an email and I'll kind of tell you what spreadsheet that is and walk you through that process.
Are there any other questions or concerns from anyone else?
Yeah. Heck, everybody's good, huh?
Oh, this is just a question to everyone. Has anyone been able to implement any of the lesson plans that were covered with you all on last week by Janie? Have any of you all had an opportunity to go in and start using some of someone just put something in about lesson plans, concerning lesson plans. I'm trying to find the email about the objectives. Can you give some clarification about what is expected? Last week, Janie presented on lesson plans. I think, did she share those emails with you, Erica? I'm sorry, the
Not yet.
PowerPoint. So what we'll do, once we get that PowerPoint from Janie, we will share it with everyone so that you all will have that PowerPoint. And it was a very good PowerPoint. It provided you with all the things that you needed in order to do a lot of great lesson plans.
Oh, wait, I do have the PowerPoint, but I don't have the other documents that she sent out. So I'll put the PowerPoint on the 21st Century website, and it'll be under grantee forms, and there's a conference resources page. And so it'll be on there, so you don't have to wait until my Friday email. Or if you want it specifically, send me an email and I'll send it to you.
Or will it be Erica? I'm sorry.
On the 21st Century website, we have a section for conference resources where I've
Conferences,
been trying
okay.
to place the stuff.
Susan, does that answer your question, or is that enough to get you started with your lesson plans? You can unmute and speak if you'd like. Oh, she said I don't have a mic on this device. But okay, so was that enough? Will that PowerPoint assist you or help you get through what you need with your lesson plans?
For the actual lesson plan that you do with paper or in Easy Report? In Easy Report, it is going to ask you to link it with one of your objectives. The lesson plans for on paper, I don't think it has a
So for
objective.
paper, you're supposed to identify your Alabama State objectives for the lesson plan. So whatever grade level is being identified, that's being taught, whatever that subject area is, you should have not only the number that reference it, but also a description of it. Hopefully you can copy and paste it onto there. The actual paper lesson plans. I'm thinking that's what she's referencing to.
And I know that when Janie talked about it also on last week, even with those lesson plans, she was able to connect it to the objectives that were in Easy Report as well, so that she showed them how to do that within that PowerPoint as well. Okay. She said on the website, where's the conference resources for the lesson plan info? Erica.
So I'm going to share my screen to kind of just show y'all where it is. And I just put those on the website. So let's go to Alabama, not with that many A's. 21st Century, CCLC.org. You log in, not when you log in, when you go to the website, there's those three little lines to the right at the top, go to grantee forms. And then once you get there, you'll see conference resources. Click on that. And then everything that I have so far, I have put in there. So this is a copy of the PowerPoint that she had. And then these are the other training lesson plan samples and the resources that we have so far. If I got that.
Thank you.
Right.
Hey, this is Angela Strickland, and I don't know if this was answered. I was on the phone with a grantee while the question was being answered about the lesson plan, but I'm looking back in the meeting chat and saw the question of, do you want SDE objectives or RFA goals? And I'll just say this, the TAs and I, all three of us, Paige, Ellen, and I did compliance monitoring last week. And the grantee that we were monitoring, they had both SDE and RFA goals on their lesson plan samples. And I like to see both. And I don't know, again, I'm still fairly new myself, so I can't tell you exactly what the requirement is, but if it says on that compliance monitoring checklist sheet, educational objective, it definitely needs to be on there, but also adding in the RFA goal it was a plus when we were doing our compliance monitoring with a Cohort 15. And if you can get in the habit of both of them being on there, I think that's just more evidence of, alignment with your goals, with the objectives, with your evidence. And if you can make it a habit in year one when it comes to year 2 and compliance monitoring, it's not going to be something that stresses you out. If that makes sense.
I will say, Angela, it's not a requirement to have the RFA goals on there. The main requirement on the lesson plans are the state objectives for the lesson plans. That is an option that if grantees want to do, but we're not. It's not required. It's not one of the operations that's required for that process. I mean, I'm sure it would be nice to have to look when we go for a when we get ready to go and look for monitoring and whatnot, but it's not a requirement to have the RFA goals out.
Gotcha.
Okay, are there any other questions from anyone else? All right, Angela, I know that you're on as a TA. I'm not sure if Ellen or Paige are on. Are there any other things that you all need to share with the grantees while they're on this call?
No, and again, Paige is on here. I'm not sure if Ellen was able to make it. I know that there's some things going on. She wasn't sure if she was going to be able to join this morning. And you know, Paige and I are the newest TAs, so we are learning along with you. Have learned, for those of you that have cohort 15 schools that we've already visited, you know, you have taught us a lot over the past couple months. And for the new cohort 16 grantees, we are again learning right along with you. So the only thing I would say is I'm looking forward to coming and meeting everybody in person and seeing what is going on in your schools. It's the most enjoyable part of our jobs are when we can come and visit with sites and see all the great things that you're doing for children. So I'm excited to meet you, but no, there's not anything, you know, no expectations from me other than, you know, to let you know that we are available for you. We're still here, even though we haven't started our rounds of visits. Anytime you need us, email us, and I'll stick my cell phone number in the chat box for the sites that are mine. You can call me or text me. I just ask that, you know, the first time you call or text, let me know who you are, because I don't typically answer unfamiliar numbers. But once I know who you are, I'll, you know, change it from the number to the name. So just to establish yourself and who you are, so I'll know who to answer. But yeah, that's all I would add to the conversation.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Erica, do you have anything that you need to speak to them about, or?
Send an email on Friday. If you're a cohort 16, you should be receiving your invoice from Easy Report or Thomas Kelly on the 15th. And he said that it was going to be dated for January 1st. So that'll give you a couple of days to get your PO ready for January 1st. And then it's going to be due January 30th. So they're giving a little bit of flexibility and leeway for cohort 16, because we had some issues for cohort 15 invoices this time around. So just be ready for that invoice. If you do not receive it on December 15th, let me know, and either me or you can email them and ask for an updated invoice. If you have an update in the person that needs to receive the invoice, then let me know and I can get that straight today versus them, you know, doing the invoice in somebody who doesn't work there's name and us trying to correct it on the back end. So that's the biggest thing right now, getting the Easy Report invoice paid. Because if it is not paid within 30 days, they are going to cut your Easy Report off. It does not matter if you have cohort 16 and cohort 15. Those are all lumped under one grantee. So they're actually going to cut off deactivate the entire grantee. So none of your sites will be able to do attendance, which after a while is going to be tedious to try to fix later on. So it's not like that. That's the most important thing right now.
Okay, I don't have anything. The only thing that I will say now that I'm looking at the chat box, so if Angela or Paige are your TAs, go on and look in the chat box and get their numbers out of the chat box, because I don't have anything else. Alicia, do you have anything else?
Not at this time.
Okay, so we'll stay on just a few more minutes so that those persons whose TAs are Paige or Angela, you can go on and write those numbers down. And then after that, I don't have anything else. So in just a few minutes, Erica, we can go on and end the call if there are no more questions from anyone else that's on the call.
Anybody that is in Ellen Martin's grantee group, feel free to call Paige or myself, and we will either help you or we'll get Ellen involved and get you her number as well. But feel free to call us, anybody, whether you're ours or not. We're here to help.
And Renee Jones, you just put your name in, but you need to include your site as well.
Well, it's 10 o'clock, everyone. So if you don't have any other questions, you're welcome to go ahead and log off. You need to write the number down as Rebecca communicated, then go ahead. That's for Paige and Angela. If not, you can go ahead and log off. And we'll see you next time.